A lot of you Cancers are calling the shots. You have the Temperance, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. These three cards right here are all about how you Cancers want to get to know someone that's serious, and if they're not, you'll just leave them alone. They should really leave you alone, because all it is that you're looking for is someone for you to love. The Temperance, however, represents you're not just looking for just anybody. Temperance is about wisdom. Temperance is about learning how to be patient. And even though things may end up getting frustrating, a lot of you Cancers understand that it's not the best thing for you to just rush into any kind of relationship with just anybody. The Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands now, however, represents how, since this is the case, you Cancers also going out there doing your own thing, right? Getting to know people, like I was talking about. But it has to be the correct person. It has to be the right one. It has to make sense, okay? Too often times, especially in the past, you've made several mistakes about just rushing into something with someone that you really like. You know, when a lot of you Cancers were younger and you had a little bit less control over your own feelings and emotions. The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, however, represents, since that's the case, you're really in a situation where because of this, you really want to watch out for, you Cancers really are pretty much watching out just to see if there's anybody that's going to try to waste your time, right? If there's any kind of hidden problems with them that they're trying to cover up. The Ace of Pentacles represents, and you're also looking to see if a person has any kind of value that they're really willing to offer. Because a lot of times, most people are not really offering a whole lot when it comes to the table, right? They often ask themselves, well, you know, what is it that you bring to the table? When in actuality, they don't really bring anything to the table. And the Page of Cups is about how, since that's the case, right? The Page of Cups represents, and they just get caught up in their own delusion in the past, right? And what I mean by that is, people act like they don't understand what people want in a relationship. Like they don't get it. If you respect your partner and you treat your partner well, the only type of people who are not going to like that is people who are caught up in the game in the first place and who likes thinking that, you know, going nowhere in a relationship is attractive in the first place. So with them, that's the, you know, you've made the mistake of getting to know people like this in the past. And a lot of you Cancers realize that that was the wrong thing for you to do. You should have done that. So the Five of Wands now is about how, since that's the case, this is about how you Cancers really want to be in a position where you've pretty much, you're done with the fighting. Because the Five of Wands represents a lot of fighting, a lot of disrespect that people tried to give to you in the past that you've had to walk away from, right? And you know, you didn't accept that stuff. You're like, you know what? If you're going to be on it like that, why are you going to hang around them in the first place? So you stop hanging around them. But the Four of Wands represents how you Cancers want this. You want Four of Wands, right? If you pay attention, right? If you pay attention to it, these people in the picture are actually getting married, right? From my estimation. I don't know if 100% that's true, but if you pay attention, they got flowers over their head. They got four wands or four pillars, right? And it looks like it's a celebration. It looks like a marriage, right? A spiritual marriage. The two of them promised each other to be with each other under the divine one, right? So as a result of this, that's what it is that you want. You Cancers want to be able to do that yourselves. But the King of Swords now represents, and you got the Two of Cups. So so the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands, right? Four of Wands first, then the Two of Cups, represents that level of marriage. But here's how it is that you can achieve that. First and foremost, the King of Swords, you have to achieve it internally, right? You have to achieve it internally. Is this something that you Cancers really want? If you Cancers really want to be in a relationship that works, that could end you up here, right? In a relationship, in a marriage with somebody, then you have to understand that what you've got going on is you need to be able to see if a person, what they are like in time, right? A lot of times, especially in the dating world, especially in the dating pool, we're getting into a deeper level on this. In the dating pool, too many times, people are way too fast being discriminatory as to who is of value and who is not. And this is where a lot of people end up getting messed up, because a lot of times, more often than not, right, most people end up misassuming, or I ain't gonna say misassuming because that's an oxymoron, but assuming the value of a person, right? And they don't seem to understand that when you're running around and you assuming the value of a person, you just look at their sneakers and all this stuff. You have to actually take the time to get to know these people on a long-term level. See, everything is a long game. Nothing is a short-term game. Everything is a long-term game. So, and the thing is that when you're going to be out here, Cancer, talking to other people, you have to understand that when people look at you and they think that you're no good, or whatever stupid reason, right? I'm not saying that you Cancers are trash. I'm saying that when they look at you and they think that you're no good for whatever stupid reason that they come up with in their head, you have to understand that they took a look at you and they automatically assumed to know your value, right? But the Two of Cups, the people who you are talking to or you're going to talk to, you really want to watch out, like I said, to see if those people are in a position to be open-minded and be patient. A lot of times people are not very patient. They're so interested in trying to save themselves time, they're going about doing it the wrong way. Instead of them actually listen to what it is that the person wants, they're more so interested in what it is that they can attain or get from the person as fast as they possibly can, to be able to trust the person. You know, it's always this will show me value, show me something. So let's clarify the Two of Cups. So to clarify the Two of Cups, you have the Six of Pentacles, the Chariot, which is you Cancer. So you showed up in your own reading, the Lovers, and then you have the Empress, right? So the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot represents you Cancer crabs have to understand. You have to start thinking from a different perspective. You have to start thinking from a different perspective. You Cancer crabs have a lot to offer. And you can't offer that with anybody that just happens to jump, you know what I'm saying? Just jumps. You have to be more patient. Do your Cancer crab thing. Be patient and listen to what it is that they're saying to you, as well as try to understand what it is that they've got going on, so that you can have a better understanding of if those people would be a better suit for you long-term or short-term, right? So the Lovers and the Empress now, the Lovers represents type of love that you want, type of spiritual marriage or documented marriage, right? Whichever one works for you. And the Empress represents the beauty that comes from it. Yes, but at the same time, you Cancer crabs can think about the beauty of it and all of that, the beauty of relationships, once you're actually in a relationship. What you Cancer crabs need to be worried about now is making sure that when you meet someone, they are not wasting your time by, right? And you're not allowing yourself to have your own time wasted by continuing to indulge or interact with people that don't mean you any long-term any long-term gain, don't mean you any good long-term, right? So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe.